Yo, 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 good morning guys. Ngayon na ito na naman yung aking second vlog. Second vlog. Andito kami ngayon sa Liverpool. So, may panibagong tour na naman kami. Nabigyan na naman kami ng opportunity na baka pamasyal. Kasi walang shore leave. So, ito yung mga kasama ko guys. Yan. Si Ira again, yung bisor namin, napilitan sa mama. Yung pinaka-pogi namin. So, may naiwan pa kaming dalawang kasama. So, guys, ito yung ano namin, barko namin. So, nandun siya.
Ano po naman si Sir?
Ito yung bisor namin, yan. So, hindi namin alam kung saan kami pupunta ngayon. So, susunod namin, yan o. Welcome to Liverpool. Okay guys, maya-maya ko kayo i-update ulit kung saan kami pupunta. Okay? Bye-bye. So guys, yan, makikita ninyo. Papansin nyo na dyan yung mga kasama namin tour yun. Dito kami sasakay sa open decker.
Malamig dito sa Liverpool.
Yan.
Ano ngayon, Sir?
Yo guys, nandito kami sa open decker. So yan. Tayo, may tumutugtog pa. Liverpool. Masyal kami ngayon, so hindi namin alam kung saan kami pupunta. Yo, dito na kami. May mga kasama namin pag tour. Ito na yung padalawa kong live. So medyo mainit ngayon guys. So hindi pa kami naalis. So hintayin pa namin kasama. So update ko kayo sa mangyayari.
The bird isn't real. It's not a real bird, is it, the liver bird? It's a mixture of two types of, which is the bird of the sailor. You know, we're a very maritime city. You guys know all about it, don't you? So it was a king that granted Liverpool its royal charter in 1207. So Liverpool's just over 800 years old. And that ain't very old, is it, by British and European standards? But that building was built in when was it finished? 1911 it was completed. That was the tallest building in Britain. And it will always be Europe's first skyscraper. That's what it is. That's the first attempt to copy the Americans, because the Americans invented the skyscraper. Has anybody ever been to Chicago? Okay, well that's a copy of a building in Chicago. Royal Dalton Tiles, this building on your left.
Yo guys.
It's the same chap who designed that line of building on your
right
hand
side.
Mag-tour. 1909 on your left. 1911 on your right hand side. They are the biggest clocks in Britain. Them up there, they're made of opal. Cockney brown, sweating here. 1 second, let me get them. And they would pay the press gangs to come and round them up down here. We used to have a lot of drunken sailors in Liverpool. And what should we do? Yeah, the sailors' home was down on your left hand side, at the bottom of these roads.
Yan guys, nililibot tayo nila sa Liverpool.
Are the exact length
So
of the
pakikita ko
boat
sa
on the
inyo kung
boat.
ano mga pinupunta
To moor up the boat, that's what they're called. They're called the rope walks. So the maritime references in Liverpool dictate the dimensions of the city. They're all parallel and they're all the exact same length. So they used to dry the rope out down those roads. They call them the rope works.
Yan guys, sumakita mo,
Now the
gaganda ng mga
church to
phone,
your
mga ano
right
dyan.
is St. Luke's. This was built in 1831.
Mga historical
It
na
stood proud for 110
lugar dito sa
years.
Liverpool.
And then it took two direct hits from the Luftwaffe during Blitzkrieg of May 1941, and it's looked like that ever since. And that's because okay, tax. They used to charge tax for every window, so they stopped. They changed them from windows into walls, and it gives us a very famous phrase: the window tax. It's daylight robbery. That's what the window tax is about. Not just the manager.
Yan guys, so pinaliliwanag niya kung ano yung mga historical na
Jerry and the Pacemaker,
musical na lugar.
Billy
Saka
J.
mga
Kramer and the
sikat na tao
Dakotas.
dito sa
Well,
Liverpool.
Brian Eckstein was born on this road as well. The biggest.
Yan,
Are
guys.
you guys on board?
Ito
It
daw yung
was
cathedral
designed by
nila
a
dito.
22-year-old, that building.
matanda
come on,
na.
what are you waiting for?
Cathedral
Crack on,
na
you're not
Liverpool.
hanging around. A 22-year-old built
22.
Britain's biggest cathedral. His name's Giles Gilbert Scott. And if you know your landmarks around Britain,
Guys, yung mga
the chap that
guests
designed that
natin
building
na
on your right
nagtutour din.
designed Battersea
Sila din.
Power Station and water places. Famous names of Liverpool's past and present. It represents people migrating out of Liverpool. 9 million migrated out of the city. 9
Guys, yung
million.
isang cathedral nila.
This is perhaps your oldest road on your right. This is Faulkner Street. This was built in 1820. It's a nice place to have your lunch. You know, I mentioned the Titanic earlier.
Liverpool.
Well, do you know in the story the Titanic, the band played on as the boat sank? Yeah. That's where they did their last performance on dry land, that orchestra. His first ever acting job in that theatre there. So did another famous actor
guys,
called Bill Nighy and Julie Walters. They all began their careers here. And just behind the building is where John Lennon was born, 81 years ago, the singer of the Beatles. Okay, now, the Roman Catholic Cathedral on your left has a very grand title. It's called the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. Does anybody know its nickname? Well, this building on your left is called Paddy's Wigwam because of the shape of it, and it's Roman Catholic. 1,000 colours in it. That's how many pieces of glass are up there as well. We'll have a wander around. It's all free if you'd like to go inside. Alfred Waterhouse, this building here. Built in the late 1850s, beautiful building. That's where we get the term Red Brick Union. The chap that designed this building on your right designed the Natural History Museum in London and Manchester Town Hall. Quite a number of buildings around the country. The Brownlow. And right now you're on Brownlow Hill. So Dickens used this road for the central carriage. This is the world's first transatlantic city, Liverpool. If you came the other way from America, you'd probably end up staying here, where Judy Garland stayed and Frank Sinatra and all these famous Americans all stayed here. And they stayed there because it was pretty much the only hotel in England in Liverpool. So they called it the doorway to England. England's front door. There you go. Yeah, there you go. It's a Britannia Hotel, you're quite right. Now we're on Lime Street. There's Lime Street to your left as well. It's a very packed as well. Not quite worth it. Okay, bear with me a moment. I'm going to play you the song that was written about the lady of the night walking up and down Lime Street. Ever. Yeah, it was called Robert Stevenson's Rocket. And it made its maiden voyage from Liverpool to Manchester. We're going back to the...
Yo, yo, yo.
Is that working? Here we go. Let's see if we can get that to work. Here we go.
Yo, yo, yo. So, madami na tayong lugar na napunta. Hindi nga lang tayo makababa pero siyempre, di ba? Na-recognize natin yung mga napupunta natin is napaka-historical kanila sa lugar ng Liverpool. Kaya madami na tayo pupunta. So,
It's about a lady called Maggie May. She's
tingnan lang namin
up and down
ulit
Lime
and
Street.
subaybayan nyo.
Four capital cities closer to us than our own. Quite a bit in common. There's a big Welsh aspect to Liverpool and an enormous Irish influx to Liverpool as well. Do we have anybody from the Emerald Isle? You know, transatlantic, catching boats. And I don't want to be stereotypical to my Welshmen here, but the Irish came to catch a boat, got in the pub, missed the boat. You know, the boat sailed and was still in the pub. Couldn't afford to catch the next boat, so they ended up living here. And a big service industry built up around the Irish heritage. 1 in 4 people, well they say about 1 in 4 people will still have an Irish heritage to this day. But that building on your right, well, St George's Hall. It kind of comes into its own today. The world's first air-conditioned building then. Again, it was opened in the 1850s, this building. It's beautiful. Has anybody been inside? Hung or hanged? And if they didn't want to be hung, well, you can go to Australia instead. And we would deport people to Australia from this building here. Yeah, good. Okay, now the building is... Well, let's have a look around now. You've got the World Museum on your left-hand side. Now that's looks closed to me today. Why is it still closed? I thought they were open. Okay, well the World Museum is one of the largest outside of London. It has a planetarium on the top floor as well. Does anybody still read your books? Are we all readers, guys? Do we still read? Yeah, we also ready. Can't light a fire with a Kindle, can you? We'll go in there, there's your library. More people like that. Yes, have a wander around. It's a great thing. It represents Liverpool's heritage. We have over 100 of these. Imagine all the people. But we're not working today, are we? We're all on holiday today, aren't we? No spreadsheets on this. Let's find out what the donkey. Anybody know what the donkey represents? Because they change the artwork every day. So it's got a little plaque on the wall there, kind of thing. But I met the chap from this parish the other day.
Yo.
And that's why
So,
you're
bali, pabalik na kami
nicked.
nung
That's why you
barko
nick
ulit.
things. It's because of St.
Tapos na namin yung
Nicholas.
pag-ikot
St.
namin sa
Nicholas
tour.
was also Father Christmas.
Sana
Don't
magustuhan
forget
niyo
that
yung mga
bit.
video
So he used
and
to,
then yung mga lugar
used
na
to
nakita niyo sa
represent
video ko.
the people who would repent. Go downstairs when you're ready.
So yun guys, pabalik na ulit kami. Natapos na namin yung tour namin. Ayan, guys, pabalik na ulit kami. Ulit kami sa port namin. Yo. So bali ito na kami. Tapos na kami ngayon sa aming vlog. Sa aming pamasyal. Balik na ulit kami sa aming pinanggalingan. So ito na kami boys. Thank you sir, thank you. Yan, so, balik na ulit kami. So hintayin na lang ninyo yung mga susunod ko pang vlog and adventure sa mga susunod naming lugar na pupuntahan kung makakalabas ulit kami. So guys, thank you. And don't forget, click and subscribe. Sana supportahan nyo yung mga video ko na mga kahit simple lang na mga video mapapasaya ko kayo at makakatulong para makita nyo yung iba't ibang lugar na pinupuntahan din namin. Bye bye. Tapos na kami yung vlog namin. Oh, bye. See you guys. See you. Yo. Uy, wala ka dito sa vlog ko. Yo. Bye bye. Don't forget. Click and subscribe. Ito yung isa kong kasama, si Kuya Mamusto na nakaraang araw.
Yeah.
So ito na rin siya.
Watch out, subscribe.
Hindi lang namin siya napakita kasi magkakalayo kami ng upuan. So yan na. Yo. Abangan na lang ulit nyo yung mga susunod kong video and then sana magustuhan nyo. At kahit mapanood lang nyo yung mga pinupuntahan ng mga historical na lugar. Okay? Don't forget, click and subscribe. I'm Eli Amaro Jr. 1987. Yo! Bye-bye! See you!